What are key arguments made about the impact of assholes in the workplace? From what I understand in the podcast, pretty much assholes can lower morale, cause people to work less hard, and lowering efficiency, right? So this can cause dilemmas or more dilemmas in in teams and create more assholes, pretty much. Um, and that just as creates an even worse work environment. So over time, it begins to spread and affect more people and colleagues. How does Adam Grant challenge the notion of successful leaders to exhibit abrasive or negative behavior? He uses one example, um, which was Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was a successful leader, sort of, but his harsh tendencies got him pushed out of his own company. As successful as the company is, he got pushed out of it just due to his own poor behavior and asshole behavior to his colleagues and the people who worked with him and around him and below him. So, those things being said, I mean, he was successful to a point until his poor behavior got him bit in the end. What are some challenges mentioned in creating and sustaining a respectful workplace culture? I think some of the main challenge is still retaining some of the assholes in your company and your teams. Um, I think as long as those people still reside, it's going to be difficult for anyone to move on to the idea of or that I could put it like this: it's keeping the rude people in the company makes it hard to reset the norms to where it's anti asshole in the group, right? It's hard for everyone to switch the idea of not being an asshole if we still keep some of the assholes there, especially if you're keeping the high productive assholes in the group. That's just not going to work, okay? Especially if they're still creating fear, and when there's fear, it's hard for people to speak out. Um, what strategies the podcast suggests preventing toxic behavior in the workplace? Well, for one, that's with everyone modeling respect. But another thing, it comes down to hiring, and like I said, who you retain. If you continue to hire rude people or assholes into your workplace, the asshole culture is still gonna strive and persist and thrive in the workplace. But if you cut it off at the door, say, hey, I talked to your previous hire or who you worked with before, ask them some questions, and we honestly think you might not be a good fit here. And then you look at the people who are already within your company, who are already in your body, and you look at them and you ask some people individually, and you're like, hey, would you want to work with this person? If the answer is no, then you look at the person and you're like, hey, we talked to a lot of your colleagues. They said you're not the nicest person. You're kind of an asshole. So we're gonna have to let you go. Okay. What role? What rule? What role do I play in maintaining a respectful and supportive work culture? Uh, some of the easiest things is to model respect and to back up colleagues. If I see someone who's been treated wrongfully by an asshole, call them out, address it. Okay, talk to HR. You know, it's a hopefully and slowly clear up. And then if everyone keeps that mindset, then and does those things, then that's the some of the easiest ways to maintain a healthy workplace. Now I need to ask myself, have I been the asshole? Um, no, I've never worked. I'm 17, so that's still no excuse. I do a lot of group projects for some of my other college classes I've had, and I will say I have. I certainly have. And now, I'm not gonna sit here and blame my colleagues because they're so lazy, or my group mates or classmates. At some point, I shouldn't do that or be rude or yell at them or curse them out because they're not doing what they're supposed to. I honestly should go about it a better way or give them polite feedback and hope that that corrects them. Um, so I definitely have been the asshole for more than a few reasons, but none of which are acceptable. So uh, definitely, definitely not. But I'm turning the page. I'm becoming better about how I go about giving out feedback and being a better person in group situations and workplaces.